Yes, guys, welcome to another episode of the Micro Kids. It's the transfer season. The transfer officially opened today. And guess what? Reports keeps on coming every single hour. You need to stay updated. That's why you need to subscribe to this channel so that I will keep you updated every single hour as the reports keeps coming. What's going on with Delap? Is there any issue with the deal? Is there any issue? We get to know in this episode what's really happening with Sancho's situation. Is there anything that has changed with the Sancho situation? We get to know in this episode. Also, what's happening with the Chelsea goalkeeping issue, because you know Chelsea has so many goalkeepers scattered around the world who also get to know in this issue. So stick around to the end of this video, and if you're new to this channel, please hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and always share your thoughts in the comments. It helps push the channel forward. Let's get into it. According to report, Chelsea have had an agreement with Delap. The contract runs until 2031. So what's going on with the deal? Why, has it not been official yet? Okay, a report coming from David Oyston, a very reputable source, says Chelsea are planning for Delap to undergo his medical on Monday. Another report I got, I've forgotten from elsewhere, is I think there's the first part of the medical has already been done. Then the other part of the medical will be on Monday. So let's just consider this deal a done deal. I've actually spoken about Delap in my previous video, so I think it's a good signing. I think the price tag is very okay. I think he's a developing player, and the more Chelsea fans understand and work with the fact that Chelsea are no more the club that signs ready-made players, the better for us, the better for our sanity, because initially, Chelsea are used to signing ready-made players, experienced players. But right now, we've been crying for Victor Osimhen. We've been crying for Goalkeepers. We've been crying for real experienced strikers. But the owners doesn't see things the way we, the fans, actually see it. And we have to accept that reality. Because if I had my way to be Chelsea director for one day, trust me, I'm going to sign these experienced players, But Chelsea as a club right now are a club that has a resale value in their heads in terms of the directors and the owners. It's just like you buying a car, and you know that for a fact that I'm buying this car not because of the fact that this is my choice, but because of the fact that if I don't need it no more, I could get a very good price for it. That is exactly what's going on right now with Chelsea. So I think Chelsea, with the long contract and everything, is just for resale value, and the longevity of that player, the longevity if it works out for that player. Look at the likes of Palmer. It's working out right for Palmer. That was a gamble Chelsea took, and it's working out. Chelsea have had so many gambles. Most of them has not worked, let's be honest. But the Palmer gamble is actually working. It works instantly. That's an instant impact. Now, Chelsea are open and willing to do the same thing with Delap, because Delap is coming from the same academy. Delap knows the coach. Delap understands how Maresca plays. So he has a bit of connection with both the sporting directors and the coach, the style of play as well. So Chelsea wants to try this gamble again, so hoping it works. Price tag, very okay, 30 million. If it works out, it works out. And the reason why Chelsea actually quickly went for this deal is because if it doesn't work out, and 30 million is not too much of a, an issue. He could as well get a resale value. If you're giving a very long contract, he can as well get a good resale value if it works out well. And trust me, Delap is being molded for the England international scene, like he being molded as a successor to Harry Kane. So to me, I think if he's a second choice striker, not a bad one. If a striker who is actually brought in to, actually compete with Jackson, I don't think it's a bad one. But Chelsea, according to report, Chelsea are still going, into the market to actually secure the signing of also another striker, a striker who is well known, a striker who is well rounded, a striker who would actually compete, for the number 9 position with Delap, and that leaves Jackson's place hanging. So we get to see in the coming days. Let's see how that goes. Please, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. That means you're enjoying this content. If you've watched it up to this moment, that means you're enjoying this content and you are trying to appreciate and to encourage me the more. So please subscribe to this channel and hit the like button, and also share your thoughts in the comments. In the next story, Chelsea remain in contact with Jadon Sancho's camp over contract terms. Still no agreement on the salary so far. Final decision will be in few days. Outcome expected next week. If contract terms are not agreed, Jadon Sancho will go back to Manchester United with a 5 million compensation. I'm not going to spend so much time on this issue. The fact is, I don't know who Sancho's advisors are. I don't know who Sancho's agents are. But the fact still remains, he will not get a better deal elsewhere than what Chelsea are actually offering. I don't know the amount Chelsea are offering, but I'm sure it is above 100k. If he gets a 150k, it's okay. Maybe he's actually for 200k, I don't know. But if he gets a 150k, because Chelsea are a team that is based on salary cap right now. This is not the Chelsea that we used to know. He will never get anything close to 350k is earning at Manchester United right now. No how he will get that amount, because nobody in their right senses will pay Jadon Sancho that amount of money. He came to Chelsea and his goals are assists are not up to 15. I'm not sure it's even up to probably 12 or so. I don't know. But he will not get that 350k is earning currently at Manchester United. The people who gave him that money, those are not the kind of people we have in Chelsea's director's box, So he performed really well in Borussia Dortmund because Manchester United came calling and they signed him and they gave him a 350k weekly pay. It will not happen here. It will not. See, trust me, if Chelsea are willing to pay any player 350k, that should be Osimhen, not Sancho. So I don't know who his advisors are. I would advise his advisors to advise him to accept that payment. Even if he's going to be like a backup winger, fine. Because that's how he is, and that's who he would be next season. He will definitely be a backup winger. So I think he has to collect that payment, because trust me, his demand in the market right now are not much. You just have to accept that fact, and that is what it is, currently right now. The next story for today, according to Jacobs Ben, is no movement on Chelsea's goalkeeper. There will be a first pick from a number one. So what that means is, the amount of Chelsea goalkeepers scattered around the world, Chelsea will have to pick from those goalkeepers. Chelsea are not prioritizing the goalkeeping situation right now, which any normal human being, any normal Chelsea fans understand the fact that Chelsea needs a standby number one goalkeeper. So they're actually throwing this open. The Chelsea owners and the sporting directors are trying to throw this open. For Sanchez, I know you don't like to hear this, but trust me, Sanchez is still in the mix. For Sanchez, for Jørgensen, for Petrovic, and for Mike Penders. So the fact still remains, these four goalkeepers have to battle it out for two places. One, the number one goalkeeper, and the second choice goalkeeper. So Chelsea right now are not prioritizing the number one. I don't know why. I don't know who's actually doing this. But I think this particular position has to be really looked at. Because this season, Chelsea has the highest goalkeeping calamities. Chelsea has the highest goalkeeping errors leading to goals. So I think this issue, as Chelsea are actually looking towards the striking position, Chelsea also needs to look at the goalkeeping situation. Because Sanchez this season has been disastrous. Yes, most of the time he has come up with a very good, display. So to me, I still think Chelsea needs to look into that position with a very, very critical eye. Chelsea still believe in Mike Penders. I think he needs to be given time to come into the mix. Probably the Club World Cup will be a very, very important tournament for the goalkeeping situation. Because with the Club World Cup, Chelsea will be able to look and handpick which will be Maresca's first choice for next season. To me, I still feel Chelsea needs to go into the market and get Diogo Costa to be the number one, while Penders or or probably Jørgensen should be the number 2, or Petrovic. To me, I still even believe in Petrovic. Petrovic, I think, should be the number 1, and maybe Mike Penders or Jørgensen should be the number 2. I think Mike Penders needs to go get experience in Strasbourg for like 2 years. He will use that time to acclimatize, use that time to, get used to the surroundings, get used to top-tier European football, get used to playing, high-level football, get used to playing in European tournament, because Strasbourg have qualified for Europe through the Conference League. So I think it's time for Mike Penders to get used to playing top-tier football in European football, by playing in Europe. So I think Petrovic should be given a chance. Petrovic should be called back. Maybe Petrovic and Jørgensen should, battle it out for the number 1 position. So with the next story for today is Chelsea next priority after Liam Delap is a right-footed left winger. 3 names under consideration. Alejandro Garnacho, I spoke about Garnacho in my previous video I did earlier today, so I'm not going to talk much about him. Nico Williams and Gittens. Now for Nico Williams, such a fantastic player, man. This is a player who won the Euros. He has been a very, very good player for Atletico Bilbao. Like, this season hasn't been the best of outputs for him, but I think he's a player that would show something in the Chelsea colours. He can play in both wings. He's a 2-footed player. He's a player 1v1. He's deadly. The only stumbling block to this deal might be the wages, because for him, leaving Spain is familiar surroundings, and coming over to England, he has to be paid. He has to be really, really paid handsomely. And for Chelsea, paying a player like this, that certain amount of money, I don't think is going to work. So I think he has to actually, look at his salary. He has to, reduce his salary and everything. And for Chelsea needs to start paying players what they are worth. If not, we're not going to get the best of the best. To me, I think out of these 3 options, I think he's the best option, because Gittens, such an exciting young player as well, but during the tail end of the season, he hasn't really produced what he started producing at the first part of last season. This coach now, Kovac, he hasn't really showed what he's been, what he's known for. Most of the time, he's been played in the right position, not his previous position, which is on the left. A very good player, but I'm very cautious about getting players right now from the Bundesliga, especially wingers. I haven't gotten the best of players who have actually come from the Bundesliga, like Werner and the rest. But I think if Chelsea actually go for any of these players, I think he has to be Nico Williams. Gittens would actually do his best. He would try, but I think he's still a developing player who hasn't really gotten up to his stride. He hasn't really played enough games for any Chelsea fan to be convinced, So I think other players needs to even come into consideration. Chelsea needs to spread their nets right now, get the best of the best wingers, because we can't keep doing chop and change. It's not going to work. The last story for today is Aston Villa doesn't want to sell Morgan Rogers, even with a tight PSR position. But should he become available, Chelsea sees him as an opportunity, according to Jacobs Ben. The fact is, this Morgan Rogers is a talent. Like, he is one of the exceptional players at Aston Villa this season. And Aston Villa currently are in a very tight position with PSR issues. They did it last summer, which Chelsea had to buy a player from them, and he didn't even make any appearance, which is Kellyman. So if he's Morgan Rogers, I think he's hungry. I think he's that kind of player that is hungry to, show himself. If he's been touted as an understudy to Palmer, I'm okay with that. But I don't see him in a Chelsea level being the left winger we've always wanted. No. I think he's a very good player. He will do well in any team. But to me, for a Chelsea level, for the kind of, what Chelsea are actually building now for the Champions League, I don't see him as that player. If there's an opportunity for him and Sancho to actually drag that position, I think he will beat Sancho hands down. Trust me, I'm not going to talk too much about this issue until it generates more hits during the course of this transfer window, because right now it's saying Aston Villa doesn't want to sell, but if they have to for PSR reasons, I think they will sell other targets, because what this guy has actually done this season, I don't think they will let him go. Please share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about Jadon Sancho? salary issue right now? What do you think about Delap, medical? What do you think about Morgan Rogers? What do you think about Chelsea's goalkeeping situation? Please share this video, share your thoughts in the comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the notification bell and share your thoughts in the comment. Don't forget to like this video. Until I come away again next time, I remain your boy Mike Way. Stay cool. Cheers.